just for a second. Hiya. Oh, that's me. That's good morning, everyone awake. Okay. He's going to go on, and while this, I'm just going to stand here and smile at you all and think of a question. Like, who of you is a developer? Is there any developers around? Can you? No. Business development? Somehow? I mean, what is somehow business development? Sorry? Okay, so conversation designers. Any one of you? Okay. Then let's get to a good question. Who wants to integrate AI? That's all? Okay, keep your hand up. Like, if you want to integrate AI and have a plan, keep your hand up. Now, keep it up, keep it up. I've seen your hands up. You can make it. It doesn't mean that you will, but you plan to. That's already enough. Okay, that's the half. Who of you has read the roadmap of OpenAI? That's two. Okay. Who of you have read the EU AI Act? One, two. Okay, that's not that much, is it? Oh, well, anyhow, I'm on already. So, vision. I'm going to get to why I've asked these questions, but before, that's me. Just because I'm not supposed to be here right now. Somebody else was supposed to be here, but she couldn't come, so I was asked to come. So you don't probably have a clue who I am. I am Ray. I'm with Idea Bay AI, one of the partners, and that's the stuff that I've done. I started out at the Department of Defense as a data and field analyst. Then somehow I came over to Easy Fairs, which is one of the biggest European fair and exhibition agencies, where I met somebody who said, hey, there's an opening for a group called Niantic, and they're searching for a problem solution, and I gave them a solution, which was fun, and it became a hit, which was fun too, but let's not talk about that. But what I found out there was that I'm actually not working for Niantic, but Google, and they helped me get all of this stuff together, which I had in my head, because for me, all of that didn't make no sense. Why can't I do this? But in the end, it was all design. At DoD, I was designing days and actions and stuff like that, putting data together, thinking about what could happen, all the possibilities and stuff like that. So you have to react, and you have to know how to react if something happens, right? That's strategy. Not that bad. At Easy Fairs, it was all about the customers. So, like, how do they move through the halls? How do they see the exhibitions? How can we make it even better next time so they have a great experience? It was not about those guys and girls exhibiting. It was about the people coming there, because we wanted them to keep coming back, right? Exhibition with no guests is not a good exhibition ever. And it went on like that, so I got this all together, and I started thinking, you know what, I think there's a job called UX designer. I think that's me. I like that. So that's how I ended up at Electum, and now at Idea Bay AI, which is a fun company trying to bring you purpose. And I'm trying to use the word purpose because I was said, please don't use the word design. People are always thinking about only beautiful stuff like cool clothes and nail polish and stuff like that, even especially if you say something like this. So we transform with purpose. So what does purpose actually mean? Oh yeah, don't Google me. Please don't Google me, because you might find pictures like these, and bad day, bad hair pictures. Don't Google me, just find me on LinkedIn. That's way more easy. You have a QR code there. Anyhow, so I put the slides together yesterday, so I have to have a look at it, otherwise I won't know what I'm going to say next. It's a question of why. Purpose is something like why, and the why is often a statement. So let's look at the company, top down. Somebody says, hey, there's AI. Mr. Dev Department lead, whatever, whoever you are, please do something with AI. That's a mission. So that person runs out and tries to do something with AI, talks to some conversation designers, and thinks about, looks up the API description and documentation of OpenAI and Hugging Face and all these platforms, and starts from the functionality, which is normal. Sometimes we just start with functionality, and that's fine, but functionality in the end only gives you ideas like these. We will fast-track decisions with AI insights. Take the AI out, that's one of the statements that you had for the last 500 years. Now we just put AI in it. There's AI everywhere, which is fine. I mean, statements are statements and missions are missions, and we love to fulfill missions. The problem with missions is, especially now, today, right now, at this moment, if you put AI in it, it actually means there's more to it. So all of these mission statements that people are trying to fulfill are good, but they can't do it alone. If I, as a developer, start writing some code and everything functions, I'm going to talk to somebody, and I'm going to talk to somebody else at a coffee break, and they're going to tell me, oh, did you think about GDPR? No. Why would I? I'm a dev. I'm not thinking about that stuff. It's not my business. You know what? I can't fulfill my mission. And you know why that is and why that always will happen? Because mission statements are just one part. But something beautiful can happen if you put them together. Like, let's focus on this one. We want to redefine customer interactions with AI-driven personalization, which is cool. I think that's something you all want, right? That's the first use case you all see. We put AI in our voice interfaces, and we're going to have wonderful conversations. And you are right. Those conversations are going to be wonderful. They're going to be personalized, and they're going to have all the data that you need and everything. But let's go back to this vision statement. We picked this one, and look at the consequences. The consequences only of this vision statement. Mission statement, sorry, I used the wrong word there. So why do we want to do this? Because we don't want no more flow design. Flow design sucks. We don't want to do this. It's always wrong, and the first time it goes live, all the intents are missing, all the utterances are missing, nothing is working, and people are hanging up. 500 people are calling, but only 2 are getting routed to the correct agent, whatever. That's the thing. So we don't want no flow design anymore. We want AI to handle that. But it also means we have to cancel our platform subscriptions and contracts, right? If you're with Dialogflow and you have a long-term contract, how do you get rid of that? That's a consequence you have to deal with. And your dev can't. So your dev is standing there and saying, oh, well, you know what? I can program this crap. I can program all of this. I can make our conversation easy, but I don't know who to talk to if I want to cancel Dialogflow. Who am I going to talk to? I don't know. You know what? I'm going to quit this mission. I'm just going to put it aside until somebody says, you're going to have to do this now, or you'll be fired. That's what's going to happen. Or you're going to have to transition from IVR to AI. So where do I put that? Will I put that parallel to the stuff that I already have? Or will I take just some of the systems out and put AI in? Does that mean I'm going to have a new IT system and set up? Who am I going to talk to as a dev or UX designer? I don't know, so I'm going to quit this mission. Because in the end, I don't even know why I'm doing this. Natural conversations, same. Where do I get all the conversation AI? How is the AI going to talk? What terms are they going to use? What words are they going to use? Is somebody going to give me a conversation CI? How am I going to align that with the marketing? All that stuff, those are consequences that you're facing just because that one simple mission statement, and you don't even know why you're supposed to do that, except that your CEO told you, I want AI in there because it seems like it's better. Well, yeah, he might be right. Personalized conversations, my favorite. Everyone is like, if we put AI in there, it's going to be personalized. Yeah, but did you forget for personalization, you're going to need customer data in that AI model. You're going to need company data. You're going to need product data. OpenAI ain't got them. Did you know that? They don't. Let me tell you a secret. So, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So it feels like a circle. We keep on doing this. What are we going to do? How are we going to use AI? It's quite easy. You put all of these mission statements together, because until now you had no focus. You thought you had a focus, but you were wrong. You were mistaken. You were led into a false belief. Mission statements is not a vision. Those are KPIs. Those are wonderful words to phrase. If you don't hit this KPI, you suck. And nobody wants to suck, but nobody wants to even start a mission statement and try to fulfill them if they don't know why and how. And my favorite is the no purpose, because why is actually saying, what am I doing this for? Why am I doing this? Give me a purpose. So we take all these mission statements, remember, we had a couple of them, and we focus once again, and we put them together in a vision. Suddenly they all make sense. They start making sense, not because each of them single makes sense, but if you put mission statements together, you get a picture of how your personal company world is going to be in X years. And you know what? That X is up to you. You can say if you like, I'm strong, I got the money, I got everything, I got the horsepower, I got the people, I got the belief, we're going to do this in 3 years. There you go. That's how your company is going to look in 3 years. That's what your mission is, or your vision, your purpose. So it's not a question of what are we going to do, it's a question about why are we doing it. And that's the one thing that everyone actually is having a problem with, from my belief. Who of you started a startup? Any startups? One startup, another startup? You may remember that situation. The first time you had the idea of your startup, you were talking to a friend or to somebody, saying, yesterday I had this great idea, and you started interacting with them, and they told you something, and they told you what they thought about it, and you did that again and again, and iterated on that idea until it became a vision, and you had a clear picture of what this idea is going to be in the future, where you want to go. You had a purpose, and that's a good thing, because it's tech-free, it's without a scope, so you're not thinking about, oh, I'm going to have to think about the IT system that I already have. I have to think about the people that are already working with me. I have to think about all the stuff that is already there. You were free. And the problem today is, with AI, actually, we are all forced to have that entrepreneurial mindset again. And we are not used to that. We are so not used to that. Visioning sounds like a dream. Dreaming is for losers. That's what I think most of us grew up with. Don't dream, just do it. To do something, you have to dream first. I'm dreaming of a job that I'm going to have in the future. That's why I'm doing my studies, right? So dreaming is always the first thing, but dreaming doesn't sound good, so we call it vision. So what happens if you take a vision and make it real? Let's look at just one vision statement, just one, and make it real. And I believe some of you, or most of you, customer supports, anyone? Anyone who wants to do interactions, phone interactions, chat interactions? 1, 2, okay. I'm sorry for the rest of you, this might bore you. Might. So let's look at, we want to redefine customer interactions with AI-driven personalization. And I want to introduce my company to you. It's not real. It's Vision Devices. We create devices that are just great, and they have AI in it everywhere. It's going to come in about 5 years, so please don't search for it yet. And I have a problem with my device. I just bought it, and I'm going to call the customer service.
Vision Devices. This is Mark, your virtual assistant. How may I help you today?
Oh, hi, Mark. I'm having a problem with my device, and I could use some help.
Hi, Ray. Wonderful to hear from you again. Last time we chatted, you preferred Ray. Shall we keep it casual?
Oh, yeah, that would be great, Mark.
Great. Dive into the details for me, will you? What's this pesky problem we're tackling today?
Oh, well, so my device, when I try and turn it on, the screen is just dark blue.
Dark blue, you say? Quite the minimalist art piece, but not very useful, I'm afraid. Have we tried the classic? Turn it off and back on trick?
Yes, Mark, of course I did. But still, dark blue screen.
Well, it was worth a shot. Let's check if it's got enough juice. Is the device fully charged?
Yes, Mark, it is fully charged. It's been plugged in all the time, so I guess it is charged, but I can't see because there's only a dark blue screen.
charged and ready for action. Excellent. How about we try a secret agent move? Ever done a hardware reset?
A what? A hardware? I believe no.
All right. Here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. Locate the tiny hole at the top left corner on the back of the device. That's your key to a fresh start.
Tiny hole. Wait, well, no, I poked in that. I did poke in that, then it reset, I think, because it was off for a while, and then the blue screen came up again.
A valiant effort indeed. But fear not, for I have a plan B. You're covered by an extended warranty, which means a free exchange or repair is on the table. How about I send you a trade-in kit?
No. I need my device, and I need it now, and I need my data. And you said that you're sustainable, and I can tear it apart, so how about you try and help me repair this?
Seeking immediate adventure, I see. Let me connect you with one of our wizard-like technicians. They're real magicians with these things. Do you have a moment to spare for some tech magic?
I do. I mean, if I get my data back and my device running, of course I do.
Fantastic. I'm dialing them into our little party as we speak. Please hold the line, and thanks for being part of this demo. You're doing great.
Thank you, Mark. Mark, I love Mark. Don't you love Mark too? Don't you want to talk to somebody like Mark on the phone? Who doesn't? Anyone who doesn't want to talk to Mark like this? You don't? That's fine. That's one of, I don't know, I don't want to count, but I think that's a good rate. I mean, and I get you, he's weird, right? But in the end, you want to. That's what most of people in customer support envision their speeches to be. Now, let me tell you a secret, and please don't take this as finger pointing. You could have done this by now already. All of this interaction has been possible for the last 10 years. So why haven't you? That's the problem, because we are confined by the things that we already have. So we're confined by budgets, we're confined by systems, we're confined by the platforms that we already use, all of that stuff. Now let me ask you the next important question. How is that going to change just because you put AI on it? It's not. That's not going to change. You're going to face the same crap as you did before, the last 10 years. So you're going to have the same talks about budget. You're going to have the same talks about we have to do it iterative to make it natural. You're going to have the same talks about we need a conversation CI, and we need a good experience, and we need new APIs, and we need new backends and all this stuff, because everything that happened here is based on what you give to them, on what you give to Mark. Mark couldn't do any of this without these systems. They all have to be there somehow. So either you start all over, nobody wants to do that, that's why they're asking you to put it into your system at this moment, or you start envisioning and saying, this is what I want to have, may I introduce Mark to you? That's what I want to have. Do you want to have that too? You're probably 99%, I guess that was 9. Let's say you're 100 people, so it's 99% would say yes. I'm just faking the numbers, I don't care. It's a stage, I'm doing a show. So 99% would say yes. Not only you would say yes, but your customers would say yes. They would come back. You would get all the things that you need. Of course, there are things that you're not going to like, because you're going to have to train a conversation model. You already know that, right? You're going to have to set up an IT infrastructure. And with setting up, I mean, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can tear everything down and then set it up all new, or you can go step by step by step. You're going to have to decide on the platform, maybe, if you want to use OpenAI, or if you want to do it by yourself, if you want to have it on premises, whatever. You're going to have to decide on it. But by thinking about how do I make Mark happen, I already know what I'm going to have to do. So, and that goes on. I'm going to have to make users opt into biometrics, because, as you remember, he didn't identify me. No, he just knew who I am, so there has to be a way, right? And there is, we all know. Or some of us know, some of us don't. Some of us don't understand, and they don't care, because in the end they say, I just want this to happen. And that's the problem. They can't tell you what they want to happen, because it's all in their head. So those visions in their head, and vision also means something that I see happening, has to come out of their heads. And by putting it out on the head, placing it on the table, you can start doing this, putting all the pieces together with one single focus, your vision. And then you spread it out over time and say, you know what, I've got 5 years to achieve mark, that's fine, that'll be fine. In the end, all to the right, that's 5-year mark, in the middle is 2.5 years. So I can already see some changes coming up. I already know in 1.5 years I have to have the setup of IT infrastructure. So I've got 1.5 years to decide and persuade everyone who's involved in that. But by looking at this map, at this roadmap, I also know who I have to talk to. I know who I got to get on board from the beginning on, and that's another problem we're always facing. As a startup, I have those people around me because they are helping me building up my stuff bit by bit by following my vision. In a set company, we already have all of that, and everyone is in their silos and having fear that somebody's going to take away their job or their projects or budget or, I don't know, your next best job, whatever. But, I mean, if the company is not going forward, nobody's going to have a job in the future, probably. Or somebody else is going to take over your company and make it smaller, but better, because they're just starting up. They're just going to start up from the beginning, taking your name, and yay, I got your name. I'm going to sell it. Happened to Kodak. I mean, it's no news. Happens all the time. But with this, you can go out and spread a vision. And I see a vision like a seed that you plant on the floor. You don't even have to go upstairs. You don't have to go to your CEO or to some department leads, because all you need is the ones with you already. And you talk to them. You create that vision. And you plant a seed. The natural growth of a seed is spreading their roots. It's going to spread their roots downwards and take people along. They're going to nourish you. They're going to give you input. They're going to tell you, you know, I had something similar in mind somewhen. Let me add that. I'm going to be with you, but you maybe should do this because I tried something like this before. I failed, but I think if we do it like that, it's going to work. So you put all of these things together and the roots will grow into a big stem, and it's going to be stronger and stronger until it blossoms at the top. What you're going to have to be aware of, things that blossom at the top, they usually don't look back on you, so you're not going to get into the shine, because some CEO is going to pick that and say, oh, that's a beautiful flower. I'm going to pick that and give it to somebody and say, please, make this grow again. But there you have it. Until then, the tree is already fully grown. How's the strategy? Because that's what we're mostly facing. People want to work together. They need to work together because they're within one and the same company, but they don't have the same vision. And only with the same vision, with an aligned vision that everyone can follow, you can make a change. You can transform. And in the end, we all know one thing. AI is a transformative technology. We haven't faced it yet. We don't know all of the consequences. We don't know the rules of ethics in it. We don't know the rules of morals in it. We don't know nothing yet. And everyone is waiting for someone, as we did in GDPR. We don't touch GDPR. We follow the guidelines 100% until somebody else gets sued, so we know what not to do. And then we align. And that's what we're doing right now, too. We're waiting for people to go to the front so we're not getting sued. That's cool. But it's going to hold you back, and you're going to be 3 years behind. So, oh, there's the time. 1:27. I'm going to skip forward a little. Because I already said this, innovation and trends are things that you're going to have to use. You're going to have to be aware of the roadmaps of the things that you're working with. When you don't know where they're going, you will go a different direction, and it will break you down. It will break your neck. Suddenly, OpenAI is going to cut off all their APIs because something is happening. And you built on that. Great deal. So keep the red flags, look at the roadmaps, inform yourself. Same with ethics and social. Yes, there will be times when we have to let people go, but how do we let them go? is the question you will have to answer. Will you just let them go? Or will you educate them so you can keep them as tech professionals instead of just simple support agents? That's your decision, but that will also have an impact on the image of your company. But those are the decisions you're going to have to take now while you're planning to integrate AI, otherwise it will be too late. So the question of why is actually the answer in the vision. Create your vision, build a strategy from there, and then follow these rules for which I only have 7 seconds left. But you can ask me afterwards. 3, 2, 1, and there we go. Thank you so much. Please come and find me on LinkedIn and find and chat with me if you want to.